Good morning. You are Ronald Bratton. And Mr. Bratton, you were previously in court and entered a plea of guilty to failure to comply with sex offender registration requirements. It was an open plea to the court. I've received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
We have, Judge.
Are there any additions or...
Right out of the gate, this is not just any courtroom day for Ronald Bratton. The female judge already knows his history. And trust me, when she starts with "we've seen you before," that's never a good sign for him.
corrections?
Not so much, Judge.
All right, Mr. Kelly, you may proceed.
Judge, one of the conversations that Mr. Bratton and I have had over the last couple of weeks, and certainly while this case was pending, is that everything that you've got in front of you was not going to be a surprise. We knew what our background here was. One of the things, which is two really in this case that I've never seen before, one, you can see Detective Flores' statement here, and while he may not necessarily be advocating for probation, he is at least mentioning it as a possibility, and that's because, as he should be, Mr. Bratton is in compliance right now and has been since after the indictment and after the arrest.
Interesting. Detective Flores is not pushing for prison time here. That's rare. It means even law enforcement thinks probation might work, or at least that it's worth mentioning. That tiny crack of leniency could change everything for him.
The reason for that is because they have, maybe limited, but they have interactions with each other because he's required to check in with him and stay in touch with him as part of his registration. The other is, and this is from Mr. Bratton's perspective, I've never had someone come to me and ask me to ask the court for safety. I know that it happens, but I'm saying it's never happened to me because it's that rare. And the reason that is one of the things that we're asking the court for today is clearly there are other charges in here where he hasn't registered. It's the same thing we're dealing with now. We understand that. We're kind of owning that as best we're able to right now. But everything that the court's looking at, including the registration issues, it's all drug related. All of it's drug related. While it has an issue, he wants to get serious help, I think for the first time, addressing it. And finally, Judge, we talked about this morning, you and I have talked about it over the last week or so, and we don't say it casually, we say it because it's true, because it's coming from him and his experience. It's one thing to be sentenced to TDC, and we're very aware that the court has all the authority to do that today. The way that he said it to me is, it would be very easy to go do something I've already done and sit and count time. But there are other things that he can do to improve himself, but sitting and counting time is not hard. Doing probation with some pretty serious restrictions on it is hard. It's at least harder than that, as he's conveyed it to me.
Notice the defense angle, painting probation as the harder path. It's a smart psychological play. Make the harder option sound like the nobler one. But will she buy it? That's the million-dollar question.
We have asked while this case has been pending a number of different times, at least 2 or 3, for permission to leave the county to go work for a weekend or work some odd jobs because, frankly, he's scraping it together right now to get to the next day, to try to make a living, to try to improve on some things. We're asking the court for community supervision. We're asking the court if it grants that to add on any conditions that the court believes are necessary. Also like a chance to allocate before the court if you'd like.
Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
How you doing today? I'm a little nervous because I'm sitting in front of the judge. I've been through this since I was 18. Got arrested at 18, indicted at 19, and been going through it. And I've been having that jacket on my back, and also a drug addiction problem. And I've been running like a little boy, just getting by through life. Well, since the last time I was at this court, I'm a pawpaw now. And
Here's where it gets personal. Bratton brings up becoming a dad. In court, parenthood can be a powerful emotional card, but only if the judge believes the transformation is genuine, not just courtroom theater from him.
changed me more than even having a kid. You know what I mean? And I'd like to be a better granddad than I was a dad.
Mr. Hallpower.
Your Honor, the state takes judicial notice of the PSI, and also in the indictment, you'll see that this defendant has been convicted 3 prior times for failure to register as a sex offender. That's included in the PSI on page. You'll see on page 4, you'll see that it is Grayson County, Hardin County, 2 other counties where he was given probation and failed and was revoked to the penitentiary, and then as well as, I mean, this is a problem, obviously, and he's already been to the pen for this. He's been an opportunity to have probation. He did not complete probation twice. I understand in light of being, those things, but they're always going to be there. And this is a history of not complying with the registration, which he's had that responsibility for long. Therefore, we're in here hearing arguments that we hear first time they do this. Not if you'll see that other times have been dismissed. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the times that he was convicted, and that's 3 from other counties, not Jefferson County. So it's hard for me to take that seriously when it's happened before, and that stuff hasn't changed. Nothing changed within that. And yeah, here we are again, and through his explanation is that he just decided he didn't want to do it anymore, and he left. Now, whether or not that drug issue, I can't speak to that, but all we know is what we know, and that he's been convicted of this. He knows he needs to do it, yet he fails to do it. And he's going off, and we don't know, and that's the point of having the failure to register, is that we have someone out there who's shown us propensity to act that way and not comply.
Right.
I'll say that.
Thank you, Mr. Hallpower.
The judge drops the bomb. On paper, you deserve 25 to life. That's not small talk. That's a polite way of saying, you're lucky we are even discussing probation. It's high stakes, and the tension just went through the roof.
For some reason, there it is. Used alien. Okay. I have a big question mark on this one, Mr. Bratton, because on paper, you deserve 25 years to life. You're habitual. The fact that your attorney negotiated a plea just to a 3rd-degree felony is already a huge win, in my opinion, because future behavior is typically, we can tell what you're going to do by what you've been doing in the past. A lot of times people can change, and you've been given so many opportunities. I appreciate Detective Flores's statements. I appreciate the fact that you want help. I don't disagree, honestly, that probation sometimes is harder than prison, especially, if I give you 10, you're probably not going to do half of that, maybe a third of it, and then we don't have anything. Anything as far as being able to really keep track of you and for a longer period of time. So what I'm going to do today, Mr. Bratton, is give you probably the last chance you're going to get, at least here in this county. All right? So I am going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. I'm going to find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of failure to comply with sex offender registration requirements. I'm going to sentence you to a term of 10 years in prison, but I'm going to probate that. You will be on probation for 10 years. You will be ordered to enter and successfully complete the SafeP program. You'll go into custody today, you'll wait for a bed, you'll go to SafeP, you'll get out, you'll do whatever aftercare. I would like it probably to be through JCDI, unless there's something else. I want it to be intensive outpatient when you get out. You will be given the tools to be successful. It's up to you to take advantage of that. You will be, from the beginning, on the high-medium caseload, and you will be on
Zero tolerance. No slip-ups. No, oops, I relapsed. In legal terms, this is the equivalent of him walking a tightrope over a pit full of 10 years in prison. One wrong step and it's game over.
Zero tolerance. That means there is no, I relapsed and I tested positive. There is no, I missed a meeting because I couldn't make it. You make one mistake, I want probation to bring the case back in here, and you're going to go do the 10 years that I just gave you. It's just that simple. This is it. This is your chance. There will be no room for mistakes on this probation because you've already been given that leeway earlier in other cases. So this is it. If you do everything you're supposed to and you change your life like you say you want to, that's your choice at this point, right? It's addiction is what it is, but you have the choice now to fight that addiction and to overcome it with the tools we're going to give you. And if you don't, you'll be back in here again looking at the 10 years. If you do it, everything you're supposed to, then you'll be able to serve that 10 years while you're out on probation. And live like the rest of us. Get a real job, be a real dad, be a pawpaw, be all the things you want to be. It's 100% up to you. I will not, you have a 10-year sentence. There will not be negotiations when you come back for some lesser sentence if you violate. That's part of this. You do have rights to appeal that. You've pled open. I'm going to hand you the trial court certification that shows you do have some limited rights to appeal. You can talk to Mr. Kelly about that. I have also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. Firearm is a legal term, and you should read that written admonishment I provide you to see what devices qualify as a firearm. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk to Mr. Kelly. All right, I wish you the best of the luck. Sorry, you can go back with the bailiff. Thank you, Mr. Hallpower, Ms. Kelly. I'm going to order a $500 fine as well.